All right, and I believe we are live. Welcome everyone back to the morning edition of Market Pulse, where we take a look at all the markets before our day trading session, waiting for everything to load. Once again, I want to thank the Bitcoin community and the general community that watches my channel for making such a big deal on Twitter that YouTube had to immediately look at my channel. What is going on today? I am live streaming, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so thank you for that. We're about to take a look at traditional markets. I'm waiting for all right, I'm gonna do this a different way then. I gotta go to my own YouTube channel and pull out your live chat. This will take an extra minute. YouTube is telling me that I don't have a channel again. What is going on? So I do have a channel, but it looks like I lost my custom link of youtube.com/tonevays. And that I gotta figure that out later. So still dealing with the ramifications of getting your channel back. Let me text someone that helps me with this stuff. 1 second, because otherwise I'll forget. Okay. That's probably why I'm getting like errors, because the youtube.com/tonevays no longer exists. So maybe we'll be able to get that back, but the channel is still there. Okay. So now I can go to the latest video and pull out your live chat. Thought I got my channel deleted again for a second. All right. There it is. Thank you. Yeah, we figured out how to do super chat. This is how my time is basically being spent right now. Let me mute that and close that. Yeah, so like I said, still dealing with some ramifications of the YouTube deletion of the account. All right, let's go to screen share and take a look at the markets. Mark, I see your question. I will take a look at it, of course. There's also a question from Manuel. Oh, it's not a question. Oh, no, it is. Take a look at HPI. All right, I'll try to remember that as well. You know, I got to be careful with looking at individual stocks because it could be perceived as trading advice, which this channel isn't. So I really need to take a lot of this kind of stuff off of YouTube and onto like a private Zoom stream where people can ask questions about their assets. And this way it's not actually on YouTube and it's in that $10 a month package. Now, that's probably the direction we'll have to go to. Okay, so this is the weekly chart of Bitcoin. And the weekly chart of Bitcoin has not changed overnight. Bitcoin remains in a general bullish posture. We now have a green 2 above a green 1 in sequential, but this green 2 has not yet gone above the green 1, and therefore this is basically telling you to stay careful and not to trade and just take it easy. So I'm already long Bitcoin, both in a HODL position and in GBTC. And at the moment, I am not adding to my position. But if Bitcoin pops over the weekend, I may consider selling that position to try and get in at a lower price. But we already did pull back, as you can see by the daily chart. We pulled back and almost hit the stop and reverse point, but we did not. We now have the next stop and reverse point, which didn't go up as much. Now, this chart is looking pretty bullish, but what concerns me is the correlation with the S&P 500 and the fact that Bitcoin isn't rising as fast as the S&P 500 is rising. I talked about this a little more detail last night. Now, the BitMax funding rate is starting to favor the bears, which is not good. So another day or two of Bitcoin's rises, and it starts to favor the bears once again. All right, the MACD never crossed. Interesting. So it crossed early in that yesterday's candle, but when that candle reversed, the MACD no longer crossed. And this is why it's important to wait for candle closes before using the MACD or the RSI. Now, at the moment, as you can see, both of my arrows only go up to the next level of moving averages, because I think that is where the next rejection of Bitcoin will be. What we don't know is whether that rejection is going to take place tomorrow, or are we going to pull back some more? Right now, this is also a green 2, not above a green 1 on the daily, and I don't like to chase. So even if this green 2 goes above a green 1 on the daily, I'm probably not going to rush into this trade myself. So both charts are telling us to stay patient and not do anything. Here's the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart went up very rapidly, not from a 9, from a reversal candle, but not a 9 or an 8 or a 9 or a green 1. So it would have been difficult for me to get on this bullish trade. And then the green 2 goes above a green 1 after in a FOMO state, which again makes it difficult for me to get into the trade. So I would not have, and I think it happened over the weekend. No, it did not. That happened yesterday. I don't know what I'm thinking. But it was not enough for me to get into that trade, even if it did happen during market hours. Right now, we are consolidating. It is possible we will make a new no trade channel higher, but for now, I am actually doing nothing in the Bitcoin market, and I'm just going to stay back and watch. I'm not going to talk about GBTC, but the premium looks like it's rising. But again, it's all going to be about the traditional market. Figured out what the oil's problem is. So the contract flipped, and there was huge contango happening in oil. So the April contract's expiring, or the May the April contract's expiring. So you move over to the next contract, and the next contract was trading at a much higher price. So because I'm looking at the actual contract by using CL1, this creates a little bit of a problem. So I do want to see what happens in open market trading. I may have to use USO or something else, because I do see this as a red 7. This jump is not due to the price of oil rising. This is just due to switching from one contract to another. Normally, this is almost unnoticeable. Normally, this is like a few cents. But at the moment, due to the environment, it's kind of insane. Silver and gold, like I've been saying for the last 4 days, I took my profit off my silver trade on the 9, and I am watching the 1 to 4 candle pullback. We are now on candle number 3 of a pullback in silver, but candle and also candle number 3 in the pullback in gold, because I'm counting this 9 candle as a potential 1 to 4 candle correction. So perhaps on Monday or Tuesday, gold has a chance to start going up again. I don't think I'm going to enter any gold trades today. I really don't want to have any trading on over this weekend, mostly because the markets are a little unpredictable, and also because I really need to work on the options course. It's really important to me. So if I go to my website and I go here, workshops, even if one person signs up, I think I'm still going to teach the course. And at the moment, I think I have one person signed up. This counter adjusts by registrations. Also, there's a test registration. So even if one person signs up, like, it would kind of suck. But sure, I'll teach it to one person. It's okay. That person will get to have a lot of one-on-one Q&A time. So that's the plan. I want to focus on that. I don't know how much trading I'll be doing next week if I gotta put this together, and because I really want good videos of that option course, because I don't think I'm going to teach another one before the Bali event. And at the moment, I am not planning on giving away the options course going into the Bali event, but I may change my mind on that. So if I'm going to change my mind on that, I would like a really nice, clean videos so that it's, respectable, because the other videos that I've only taught this course twice. This will be the third time I'm teaching it. It's not like sequential intro trading, which I used to teach like every week for a year. Okay, here's the big one. Here's SPX. And I am talking to my developer about adding multi-time frame into the actual indicator itself, and not multi-asset, because that would be too much. So you can see how right here at the top in the futures, we were both on a 1 hour high, 1 hour 9, and we were also on a daily 9. So they were both right here. So the very top, this is the 10-minute chart of the futures. So I'm going to flip this over to the hourly chart first. And there it is. There's the 1 hour 9 right here, and that is also a daily 9. Now, I don't like to see the futures market make a top in after hours trading. So I would love to see this candle on a daily scale when the market opens in 30 minutes to go higher and actually hit this Fibonacci line and then pull back. I highly doubt I'm going to have that happen. Hey guys, so questions are piling up, including tipped questions. So I do want to look at some of these. Right, so here is WTI. This is today's candle. So this is the same contract that hasn't yet expired, because this one hasn't flipped over, and you can see how it's a red 6. So that was the difference. I really want to hold on to that ticker, WTIC USD. All right, I gotta try to remember that. HBI, I don't know what's HBI. Johannesburg. I'm not very familiar with that. And beautiful 13 here, 9 there. That took place earlier in April, so that could have been good timing. I would not be interested in this. I like the pullback to the moving average, but it's only on a red 2. I don't know where it's gonna open. So to me, I would rather look. If I can't catch something like this, a 9 candle after a beautiful doji candle preceded by a combo 13, if I can't catch the low, I would rather wait for the pullback and then buy the breakout if I feel the market is bullish. Like if I can't catch the low, I buy the breakout. Like if I'm not trying to catch a falling knife, I gotta go for the I got to go for a breakout. So there's really not much comment I can add. All right. Got a few more here. Hey, thank you, Jess, for your generous donation in Canadian dollars. I know you don't like wedges, but looks like a rising wedge on the daily Dow that peaks at the 48% Fibonacci. Sure. I mean, I'm not going to open the Dow chart. Like, is this a rising wedge? I don't know. Maybe. You take, I take two parallel lines. I draw one, here to here. I draw the other one. I don't know, here to here. My problem with wedges is you can always draw a wedge. Everything is a wedge. Everything is a wedge. I'd rather use the Fibonacci's. Like if everything is a wedge, then nothing is a wedge. You have two completely arbitrary lines. You can draw it this way. It's a little less discretion on the top one because there's no long wicks. Look, I'm okay with drawing one line that can be flexible. I don't like drawing two lines that are flexible. All right, Tesla and AMC. Both of those are on my watch list that I don't actually actively watch. But both of those are here. If it shows up. Which it doesn't want to do. I think my trading view has frozen. There it is. So Tesla is set to open about $25 higher. So Tesla is set to open at $770. That would make Tesla an 8, very, very close to a 9. Look what Tesla done on its last 9. Look what Tesla did at the very top when it was a combo and sequential 13 on the same candle. That same candle being a reversal candle. And it looks like Tesla will get to a 9 on Monday. And it could be the top in Tesla. I would like for that 9 to be as high as possible. It makes it easier to potentially gamble on a trade. Did you say AMD or AMC? AMC. Though I'll glance at AMD. See, AMD has its 9 tomorrow, today, and this is a wick. Like, I don't know where. No, wait, I have my broker open, so I can see what price AMD is going to open. Because AMD's been on my watch list. AMD is going to only open 85 cents higher at 57.80. So this top in AMD might hold. So AMD could have some potential. Look, guys, I am out of all my short exposure. I would not be long. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why my sequential just disappeared. I don't want to be long going into the weekend. I would consider a small short trade going into the weekend, but it's very risky. It's very risky. I mean, the market is just like nonstop going to the upside. And normally I would be bullish all over this. But I'm reading reports how New York City may not open until mid-June, which is insane that the stock market continues to go up. Like businesses are going to go out of business. And that means people have less money and they're going to spend less money. So how are these companies going to profit if their customers don't have any money to spend? So I don't know. I don't know. Let's look at AMC. I don't know what's going on. AMC is at the lows. Might be worth it, but it's hard for me to take on bullish trades because I'm bearish on the overall market. I want the market to pull back. And when the market pulls back, it's going to pull back everything. I was taking shots at some of these, like Apache, for example, but that's only because I felt that oil prices had bottomed. But then when the market went up and oil did not go up, then I took down the Apache trade, obviously for a profit, but it wasn't worth it to me anymore. So I think Apache can fall further down because the market's going to go down and oil looks like it's still going down. Oil didn't actually pop to $26. It was just, a rollover of the contract, which would be kind of nice to know when that happens, because I don't recall that happening in oil in the middle of the month on the 17th. It usually happens towards the end of the month. So this is not working again. Oh, now it's working. Right. So, I mean, I took the Apache off the table a couple of days ago. And like, I'm not interested in it anymore because I think the market's going to pull back. It's that simple. It's that simple, guys. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on USO. We'll take a look at this tonight after market closes. All right, let me go back to your live chat. I don't know what happened with YouTube. They don't exactly give you an explanation. And I'm not going to be hassling them. All right, so people are asking me about GBTC. So I've been buying the dips. I missed. I bought this dip, but I sold over here. Then I bought this dip, and I added on this dip, and then I believe I sold over here. Like, I sell with the nines. I believe I sold over here, and I don't remember. I either sold over here or I still hold it. You know what? I don't think I sold there. I think I still hold it. I do still hold it. So I bought here and there. I did not sell on this 9, and I was looking to accumulate more over here in this vicinity, and that didn't happen. And when it went over here, I just left my my buy orders, which have not yet been filled. If this had happened during open trading hours, I might have been filled on my limit order to add to my position. So I bought GBTC here. I sold GBTC there. I've been accumulating, and I'm not sure I'm ready to sell. So I just have my limit orders. I may not get filled again, and we may go higher, and I will probably sell. So that's been my GBTC play here. I was not in GBTC at all, like all throughout this. I mean, I wasn't trading it. I also wasn't in front of the market like I am now. So I was just waiting for Bitcoin to fall because I've been a bear. You guys know I've been a bear this whole time. I got out of my GBTC trade back here somewhere, and I never traded it again because I got in GBTC way down there. I got out over here, and then I never traded GBTC because the market was not predictable for me to trade it. But now it's much better. And now I'm in front of a computer. So that's what I did. I bought GBTC off the lows. I had sold that, and then I've been accumulating at the bottom of the triangle, and I had another buy set approximately at this price, which may or may not have gotten filled had this dip occurred in during market hours, but it did not occur during market hours, and therefore I didn't add to my position. Thank you, Crypto, for your sticker. Crypto C. Wilson, yes, I'm happy to be back as well. Yes, GBTC is pegged to Bitcoin, but it has very low liquidity, and therefore it occasionally or it almost never trades below the price of Bitcoin, but most of the time it trades above the price of Bitcoin, and sometimes it trades more above the price of Bitcoin than other times. How low do you think oil can go? You still like it under 18. I do like it under 18, and I think oil can go as low as $10. Glad you're back. Been watching since 2016. Thank you. Wow, that's around when I started my channel in October of 2016, guys. So it's gonna come up on my 4-year anniversary soon. Now, I've been on YouTube before that, but not on my own channel. I was on the World Crypto Network for like a year or a year and a half. So I started on the World Crypto Network probably in early 2015, and then I started my own channel in late 2016. So I spent about a year to a year and a half on the World Crypto Network. Oh, VIX and volatility. Yeah, I can take a look at that. Let's take a look at VIX first, because VIX is probably updated for today's candle. And today's candle in the VIX will certainly go down. And there it is. But it's not down that much. Interesting. So VIX, here's April 17th. So I will wait. It's possible VIX can give us another 9. It'll be a double 9. It's also in a countdown phase. So something to take a look at. I would not be long VIX at the moment. I'll think about, again, I'm trying not to take on any trades over the weekend. Good times, Tone plugging in his miner back then. Yes. The famous video where Tone almost got electrocuted trying to set up a miner. Guys, setting up a miner is not easy. Don't let anyone tell you it's easy to set up a miner. I have huge respect for the miners, but they should not have a big say in Bitcoin's block size. That's ridiculous. Are you worried that the volume is slowly declining on Bitcoin? I am not worried. S&P on a 9. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. S&P is on a 9. I'm not sure about the other markets like Nasdaq, or, I mean, I have the Nasdaq here, so I can probably take a look. This is the full Nasdaq, not NDX. And this is the weekly scale. It's on a 2, and the daily scale is on an 8. Yeah, so Nasdaq's on a 9 as well. The Dow probably is too. This seems toppy. If this wasn't Friday, I would be more eager to maybe try to, counter trade the FOMO. I may or may not. I have no idea. It depends on how the day goes. Tone, love your pre and post market analysis. Thank you. Unknown. In Bitcoin since 2011. That beats me by quite a few years. Following Tone since 2016 and did 2 of his workshops. Thank you. Netflix is now worth more than Disney. Well, that makes sense. If you had to pick a US-based oil company for the long term, I honestly don't know. I mean, the only company I really know is like ExxonMobil. I don't know. I don't like to pick companies. I'm not in the business of picking winners and losers. There's only two companies that I really like long term, and one of them is Amazon, and one of them is Tesla. And I've liked these companies for a really, really, really long time. Those are the only two companies because I just don't see any competition to what they do. That's it. Everything else, like, I don't like to pick winners and losers. Like, I don't want to pick Intel versus AMD. I hear AMD makes better chips, but the laptops are still using, Intel's chips. So, okay. I don't like to pick winners and losers, guys. I like my TA. My TA will tell me, let the hedge funds, let the fundamental analysts pick winners and losers, and technical analysts piggyback on what happens in the price action. So I try not to be a fundamental analyst, so I don't pick stocks. I just use TA. Must volatility need to go lower for push up again? Well, you mean in the VIX itself? I mean, it doesn't have to, but if the market is going to be rising, volatility is going to be falling. Would you take a long position in a cruise lines if S&P corrects? Yeah, probably. I have been eyeing the cruise line, the cruise line. I mean, I don't know a cruise line ETF. I can Google for some. I've been meaning to find subsector ETFs. But look, we have a bunch of cruise lines that are publicly traded. You have Carnival, you have Norwegian, you have Royal Caribbean. And at the moment, I'm not interested in those stocks. There's also Canaan, which a trade I totally missed. I'm not sure why TradingView is acting up on me right now. It makes it difficult. There's AMC. There's Groupon. I think Groupon is interesting, but I don't see a trade on it right now. Here are the cruise lines. And they went up a little bit. Like, once again, I keep reiterating this. I think the market is going to go down. And therefore, I'm not really interested in taking on long positions, even in cruise lines. And maybe if cruise lines have fallen to below $4, I can try to pick up, let's say, a cheap $5 call option. But I don't want to buy these stocks at $11. I know it shouldn't matter, but to me, I can't buy these. I can't buy really cheap out of the money options on this. And I don't want to take a risk. So it's like what happened to me and the ACB trade. I was able to pick up very, very cheap options. And if the stock, goes to zero, then it goes to zero. And it looks like it's going to go to zero. And I don't really care. I had another trade in the cannabis sector, and that did very well. So I'm okay with that. I'm not ready to gamble on cruise lines right here. I tried gambling with the airlines, and that trade failed on me because I exited one day too early. GameStop was another one. Would have been a nice trade, but I totally missed it. But I had reasons to miss it. Like, I'm not that upset about GameStop because it never gave me a clean entry. It kind of reversed in the middle of nowhere. Other than giving me a reversal candle and falling really low, I would have never have been notified because it never hit a 9. Canaan, on the other hand, is a trade that I am a little upset about missing because this is the industry that I'm in. I live in this industry. And while it also didn't give me a 9, it gave me nice consolidation at a very low price, like very low price. For a company that I believe in, even though fundamental analysis shouldn't apply, But in this case, there's an exception to fundamental analysis. Look, I know nothing about the oil industry. I do have a degree in geology. I know a little bit about the oil industry, but like I know way more about the Bitcoin industry than I do about the oil industry. So I can't pick winners and losers in the oil sector, but this is one of the few publicly traded companies in the mining space, if not the only. So yeah, I'm comfortable with a stock like this for its fundamental value because I am familiar with its fundamental value. Where to store Bitcoin long term? Is paper wallet secure enough? I personally don't like paper wallets. I prefer hardware wallets. Cold Card is probably the most secure. Trezor is probably the most user friendly, and Ledger is somewhere in between. Okay, so from what I'm hearing is if you have to rank the three most popular hardware wallets, Cold Card, Trezor, and Ledger. In order of security, it's Cold Card first, Ledger second, and Trezor third. In order of ease of use, Trezor first. It's a toss-up between Cold Card and Ledger. I personally hate the usability of Ledger. I had to set up a friend's wallet and I had an extra Ledger and I've never used a Ledger before. And I like brought him a Ledger and I said, hey, let's just set this up. It'll be really quick. It'll be really easy. And you'll have a hardware solution, storage. And about an hour later, I was very embarrassed for the Bitcoin space because that's how long it took me to set up a Ledger. And it was very frustrating because it only takes me 5 to 10 minutes to set up a Trezor, but it took me an hour to set up a Ledger. So I've been really angry at Ledger ever since. All right, I'll take a look at one more, only because I saw it just come across my radar and I never heard of the company, Moderna Inc. It's on the Nasdaq. Let's start. No comment. You have gone up exponentially in a weird environment that crashed everything except this stock. So that tells me it is super, super bullish, but it also tells me I missed my entry long ago. So I have no comment and I would wait for the 9 and get out. I would not hold it through earnings. So if I was in this stock, it's also on a monthly 7 and a weekly 8. God, I love this multi-time frame. I will try to give it to you guys that have access to the actual indicator because this is so freaking useful. I already know that this is on a monthly 7 and a weekly 8. So, and by the way this thing has gone up, we're definitely going to hit a monthly 9 next in a couple of months, even in a down market, even though we could already be on the downside. So next week, you're going to have a weekly 9 and a daily 8. If I was holding this is where I would be looking to get out. Sometime next week, I would be looking for an exit. AP, I want to have another tip question. Oh yeah, I answered that. Work. So I keep thinking that work is like WeWork, but it's not. It's Slack. Man, they stole WeWork sticker. It looks very good. It looks very, very bullish. It's like a head and shoulder-ish, cup and handle-ish. It's certainly a breakout. It looks good. It's nowhere near all-time highs. You can see how it fell 50%, which is classic. Now, it did go further because of the horrible environment. We're only on a monthly 3 and we're only on a weekly 2. So what this tells me is that if the market, after one more pullback in the stock market and the market reverses, Slack will eventually break the $30 barrier And when Slack breaks the $30 barrier, I can see the stock doubling in price. So I am bullish this, but it doesn't, but I wouldn't be entering. Like I said, I don't want to be entering anything to the upside unless it's like really depressed. Like I am still comfortable holding my GoPro position to the long side because there's only so much further down it can go. And I'm gonna take a look at Groupon as well, because Groupon kind of prints money, and I think that even though their stock isn't doing too well, because I know how horrible Groupon is it's a necessary evil for a business provider. And look, we just had a weekly 9 on Groupon. And now if the market pulls back a little bit, and you can catch Groupon under $1, it's a little bit risky, but like not really. Normally I hate penny stocks, but this is not a normal environment. You will never see me talk about, like if this was 2 months ago, you would never hear me talk about stocks under $1. You wouldn't even hear me talk about stocks under $5. I mean, I don't look for lottery tickets and home runs. I like to trade the big boys or the medium stocks. Anything over $20 is my go-to. But in this environment, I don't mind taking these gambles because it's like shitcoin trading, only legitimate corporations. All right, guys, I can't take a look at any more questions. I need to get ready for my trading day. I still have some positions that I'll probably be exiting. I don't think I'm going to be trading next week because I want to focus on the options workshop. So I really do want to focus on this. 3-day, I mean, like people are paying big money for this. So I want to be fully prepared and I need this to be professional. So I will be spending most of my time putting together this options workshop, which I've already done twice, but I need to make it much, much better than the prior 2 times. If you want to support this channel, please use the affiliate links. There are disclaimers when you click on them, of course. I need to, maybe I can try to get my Amazon affiliate back. They tell me. I need to refill my cup of tea. Oh, man. Tone, I would message you privately, but I don't know how. I waited till the end of the stream. Thanks for your informative videos. However, oh yeah, I can remove your admin. Yeah, guys, if you don't want to be an admin, just like make a comment in there. May cost you like $1 to remove an admin for me to catch your attention, but yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah, if I don't want to, I mean, it's kind of hidden, and I have 800 viewers. Like, please don't abuse this. But if you absolutely have to get in touch with me, please get in touch with me if it's something that like I need and not something that you need, because I tend to not reply to those. There is a contact. I don't. It's very hard to find a contact page on my website, but it is right here. So if you click this mailbox on my on any of my home pages, you do have a contact form. It's different than the speaker request form. So if you want me to be a speaker somewhere, you have a speaker request form. There is a contact form, but enough people find it already, and I just kind of blasted this to 10,000 people. But I read my own emails now, and there's only so much free time. So don't expect a reply. You may or may not get one, but that's the website contact form while it still exists, because maybe I'll take that away one day. All right. That's it. I got my trading environment's already open. And thank you so much for the super chat today. I haven't had a chance to shave at all. And I will see you all probably after market closes tonight, but it doesn't really matter if it's tonight or tomorrow night or Sunday as far as traditional markets goes. As far as Bitcoin goes, it matters. So let's see what Bitcoin does today. Let's see what the stock market does today. I am looking for a top in the stock market because of sequential. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.